episode, I want to talk about two particular subjects that I thought of today. There's been a news article thingy that has been going out, and also an interview on ENCA concerning a political member by the name of Kunene. At one point, he was in jail and whatnot. He came out and started a political party called Political Alliance or something like that. Yeah. So there was an arrest very recently of individuals who were involved in the alleged murder of Thingy. And Kunene, Mr. Kunene, was found at the house. So when they were arresting, he was there. So no, the police didn't go with him. No, the police found him there. You know, when they say South Africa, it's like a movie. For you, at an individual level, recognize where you are. I want to talk about that. And there was a video yesterday that was trending concerning the guys who are doing Dudula, what. There's a video of a lady who was very angry, and it's something that she said, and I think it fits within what I want to talk about in this video. But also, I want to add, you know, my long time Papa Bush in this subject. I want to add Papa Bush in the subject of me talking about what General Mkhwnazi brought out, and the somebody alleged arrest, the man who is allegedly involved, you know, allegedly, the people that you understand, and this political member being found at the house of that individual. And why I want to talk about this is because South Africa is at a point where we are put before a place where we can realize, don't lie to yourself. Face the human nature so that you can understand why is it that we needed Jesus. This is why. Human nature is something else. Y'all know what it is. It's the Actuality Show. Daily Christian commentary videos. If it's your first time over here, be sure check out some of the videos that are down in the pinned comment. If you don't have a comment, you can just leave a comment saying I comment. Just to raise engagement, you know. You can, if you don't have a comment, you can just say I comment as a way of, you know, raising engagement. All right, so let's talk about Papa Bush. Why is it that I wanted to talk about Papa Bush concerning the subject of Mkhwnazi? Mkhwnazi said nothing about Papa Bush. Why did I think of him? You see, Papa Bush, whenever something would happen in South Africa, Bushiri would have something to say. Anything. Like the pastor dying when he's preaching, Bushiri had something to say. Pastor gets arrested, Bushiri had something to say. Something happens within a church robbery, Bushiri has something to say. One thing that Bushiri, from the time he left South Africa and he went back, he's been claiming that South Africa was playing wicked. Papa Bush has been claiming that South Africa had tried, by an evil system, try to subdue him so that they can make money from him. Say there were people that were corrupt, blah, 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 blah. No problem. Now, he said that for so long, you know, and there was never evidence citing to the people that he was talking about. But now, when I think about General Mkhwnazi's statements and all the things that he has said, and the exposures of corrupt ministers, corrupt political people, corrupt SAPS, corrupt, and I thought back, and I thought, it's very interesting. This is very interesting. Why do I say this is very interesting? Bushiri has not said anything. He comments about everything in this country. At one point, I can't remember who was it. Chris Brown. Was it Chris Brown? Someone came. I don't know. And people were celebrating, you know, he filled the stadium or what. Bushiri was complaining. He filled it first. Now, this happens. Baba Mkhwanazi comes up, Bushiri is quiet. And I asked myself, why does what General Mkhwanazi is exposing, why doesn't Bushiri want to talk about that? Could it be? Is this how Bushiri came out? Huh? I'm asking questions. I'm just asking questions. Maybe this is how he came out. Maybe. We don't know. Is this why he's quiet? Because he questions everything that happens in the country. He comments around everything that happens in the country. Is the reason for Papa Bush's comment being quiet in that area because the mafia being spoken about, the cartel being spoken about? Is this how he came out? Because we still don't know how he came out. I will leave that to you. I will just leave that to you. I was just thinking it. I was like, he hasn't said anything. Papa Bushi. Bushi. And the reason why is because he comments about everything. I thought this sounded something like something that goes with what you... No, it doesn't, because you see, you don't want to point too many fingers concerning this particular situation, because if you pointed too many fingers, you know, people will be revealed. You can see now, after Mkhwanazi spoke, cases are getting solved. So if he was to say something, he might cause certain things that were hidden to be revealed, because now nobody's protecting anybody. Now nobody is protecting anybody. So it's best to just... That's just me thinking out loud. Y'all tell me your thoughts down in the comment section. All right. This takes me straight to the second point of this video. Kunene. Now, Kunene, you know, the Patriotic Alliance has gained a lot of popularity over the last couple of months, because there was this whole investigation thingy, commission, and then the guy, one of the guys who was there, then got adopted into the Patriotic Alliance and all that kind of jazz. So now, all of a sudden, one of the members, one of the leaders over there is appearing. He was at the house of one of the guys arrested, allegedly in connection to the death of DJ Sumbody. DJ Sumbody used to have a club. Only God knows what happened concerning that whole thing, because it must have been a very big deal, to a point where there were people that were after him, and they went over there, 222, and they ended. So now that case has been quiet. 3 years of silence, 2.5 years of silence. Then Mkhwanazi speaks about guns being connected and guns being connected. Immediately after Mkhwanazi says that, boom, 2-3 weeks, this happens. And so you can see the importance of what General Mkhwanazi said. Give that man his flowers. So there was an interview at ENCA, and at ENCA they were asking, so what's your relationship with this man? And he said, no, I was at an event, he was there, there was someone who's a mutual friend, that's why I was there. So, you know, his explanations were just like, what are the odds that you happen to know and you happen to be in contact with him at that time? Yo, that's why you realize, Bazalwane, I'm not good to if nothing. If you don't have God, I don't know what you have. Like there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. This brings me to the video that I said I watched yesterday. Now I'm not going to show the video. I'm just going to play the audio of what this lady was saying. So they were kind of like taking out illegal immigrants and whatnot and stuff like that. And there was a comment that was made by a certain lady in a video. It's a very heartbreaking comment. But I want to talk about it here because I think it adds to this.
I'm a first person
She says she's one of those first people back in 94, basically. She goes on to explain that, to vote. But till date, she's still poor. I want to repeat that.
I'm a first person from now,
so see, it shouldn't be that the person who voted in 1994 is still poor. Azalani, politicians need you to feel like that so that they can use that. See, that's their fuel, that you feel a vote was supposed to make you rich. They need you to feel like that. But once you see the corruption that this entire thing, once you see the level at which the debaucherous state of things at that level, you want nothing to do with it. Become grateful for your life. You remember that God has put you here. You were able to feed your kids. You were able to live this far. God has given you long life to see the reward of all the things that you've worked so hard for and all that kind of jazz. It's a blessing. It's in a blessing of a life to have what you've had. But there's this feeling that politicians wish you have. You see, this idea that because you placed a cross on a paper, you should be qebile. You don't know how those people got rich. You don't know how most of these people that are foreigners who are from outside the country, you don't know how they reach. Some of them have rich family members back home who've allowed them to live. I used to go to a school, and I remember we had about 3-4 people in my class alone, when I was in grade 11 and grade 12. In grade 10, grade 12, it was even more. I think it was about 5 of them who were from outside the country, and their parents were not in South Africa. Their parents used to send money for them to come here and learn and then go back. There's such people. So now you can't see those people's wealth and want that out of, be careful of that. But a cross on the ballot paper does not make you rich. It should offer you opportunities to be able to, for yourself, to do. But when we have entitlement, it creates a void for these people. They can come promise you. You take the promise, then they go and do whatever they want. They become the very people why crimes don't get solved. They need us to have this void. But guess what? The void is actually filled by God. It's not people that fill the void. We cannot all have what we want, but God we can